Hi everyone! Welcome to Happy Place Creations and thank you for joining me today. I thought we'd do something fun today. I thought we'd do this turtle mold. And I thought we'd use these little rocks for his shell. And I thought we'd use some of this glass flake mix for his head, and then I thought we'd use this Pearl-X emerald color for the bottom of his shell and his little feet. That's the bottom layer. So that's what I'm thinking for today. So let me get some resin mixed up and we'll begin. Well, I've decided to use my chrome marker just to do along the edge of his shell and to do the lines that divide his shell before I decide to put the rocks and stuff in. So let's see how that's gonna turn out. It may not turn out, I may have to wash it all out, but I'm gonna give that an attempt. Just to give it an outline. And all I'm doing is going on that edge. Let me see if I can move that a little bit better. Just so you can see what I'm doing right there. So I'm just doing the outline of his shell. And then this will have a time to dry while I'm getting the resin ready. And it does look like I am going to have a little bit of cleanup. I mean, I could do this after it's out of the mold, but at that point, these indents are not going to be out, they're going to be in. So it could be more difficult. That's why I'm decided to do it now. So I'm going to put you on a little bit of a fast forward, because I don't want to have to rush. Alrighty, I have done the tail, the toenails, the eyes, and the little teeth. I've done all the way around the shell and I've done the compartments. Now I will let this dry while I'm mixing up the resin, and then I will come back and we will apply the rocks. And I will put the glass in his head. That way any resin that might come over into the head will be clear. So that will help seal that, because that's going to go level once I put these rocks in. And then we will put the green over the top, which will be his feet and the bottom layer. So that's what I'm working on. And I should have measured how much of this I was going to need. And I'm hoping that's going to be enough, but we shall see. I have more if I need it. And I need just a little bit for his head, because I want the bottom to be green. So that should be enough for that. And while I'm getting my resin, I will grab the other container I have of my rocks. So I make sure I have more. So I'm going to go and mix up some resin while this dries, and I shall be right back. Alrighty, I mixed up 2 ounces of resin, and this is the name brand Fast Cure by, sorry, it's not the name brand Fast Cure, it's the Fast Cure by Jan Chung. So, let's get going. And I just have my resin ready, and I have my, I don't know if I want to put all of them in the rocks yet. So I'm going to grab another cup and put some rocks in it and start there. So I'm really not sure how much I'm going to need. Because I am going to need a little bit for the head. But I got to make sure our rocks get all covered, each one. So I do have to mix them up. And with adding the rocks, I'm adding air bubbles. So I am hoping that we're not going to have air bubbles. Just going to move that out of the way and not have a repeat of yesterday's video of me making a mess. And I need to get a spoon, and I'm not sure where I put them, but I thought I had grabbed one. Yes, I did. It's right here. And I'm going to spray some alcohol in here. So what I'm going to try to do is get the rocks more than the resin. And I'm sorry, I need to bring this a little bit closer to myself. Because the shell is at an angle. Whoops. Can't have that. Sure if I'm supposed to bring it above that ridge that we just made or keep it below. So I am going to keep it level with what I just colored. That rim I just colored. Have some resin going down in the head, which is fine. I'm going to need that anyway to put in the glass flake mix for his head. So I am just flattening this out, trying to make sure there's no air bubbles. But I do see that my chrome marker is rubbing off. It's floating. So that is not good. But it is what it is, right? That tells me that that's even after it's dried, it's still going to come off, and I don't want that silver in the head. Whoops. So I'm going to take that part of the resin out of there and hope it stays out. There it least long enough for me to get the green in there. And then if it floats on the top, I don't care. I can use the same stick. Green for its head. Oh, I mixed up way too much. And I'm wondering if this would stay in the feet if I put it in there. So I'm going to try to just set it here and pray it stays. It may droop down the side, but as long as it stays for the most part, I am happy. Or at least it gets the toes part. I should have put a dam, which would be something that I would have put across here to hold that. But as long as it stays long enough just to coat the top of the toes, I am good with it. And if it don't, then lesson learned. If I use the mold again, I will put a dam the next time. I don't think I can get the tail, but I'm going to try. And that's staying nicely in the head. So the top of his head will be this nice green color. And it looks like it may stay in his feet enough to be the top of his toes. Just spreading it out a little bit. What's happening is the resin is running and it's just taking the glass with it, and I'm just moving the glass back up because the glass may stay once the resin is out. And I'm hoping we have it right there. Tail staying. So far so good. Head seems to be staying. Just got these couple toes that don't seem to want to stay. If not, they'll be covered with the green. So we'll have a multicolored toes. So now I have to let this cure before I can do the next step, which is filling up the green, which is the inside. So now I got to figure out something to do with this glass and these rocks and that little bit of resin. So let's see what I can come up with. My molds, bookmark molds, I have one that's totally full. I do have one that needs some attention, so I think I'm going to put this glass in there. Smooth that out. So if anybody likes yellow and green. I did a project this morning that required the yellow. So I may have to do a little bit of UV resin here on the back to bring this to the same level, but that's okay. There we go. Got a little bit more there, but I'm not going to push that issue and put that in there. Let me just step away for a moment so I can find another mold that we can use. Hi, in this section I am going to demonstrate my new mold, my alphabet mold, which I was going to show you later on in another video, but we will use that to get rid of the rest of this resin and these rocks and stuff. I've lost my voice as far as in my video, so I'm having to use a voiceover. So please forgive me. Well, our turtle is cured and our pieces are cured so that we can pour the next and final level on our turtle. But I wanted to demold these pieces so I can get them finished while the turtle is drying, curing. So that's how the front of the bookmark turned out. And that's the back, which I'll have to finish. And these are very thick pieces as far as the alphabets. See how thick they are? That's how that one turned out. And I will be doing more with this mold at a later date. And this is how the C turned out. And again, they're very thick pieces. Alrighty, let's get to our main event. Let's get our turtle poured so we can get that on the heat mat and get that finally cured. I'm only going to pour it to a certain point because I'm afraid when I move it on my mat it might spill over. Well, I guess I'm gonna go for it. And apparently I don't have my leveling table that I just put under this board, this tray, leveled enough. It seems to all be coming right towards me. Just want to drop right there on the tail to connect it all together. Push this out there. Push this out there. Push this to the front here. Just trying to make sure everything is covered as far as his feet and his little toenails, because it will shrink as it cures. So I will top it off when I get it over to the table, and I will put the rest in another bookmark. So I shall see you when this is cured for demolding. Hi everybody! Our turtle seems to be cured. However, our bookmarks still need to harden some more, so I won't be able to demold them. But I wanted to show you that this bookmark has been finished, front and back, and I put a nice tassel on it. And I did finish this keychain, and I put a Tree of Life trinket on it and a tassel. Had to think for a minute. Now I had to go through it this way because it's so thick. There was no way to go, through it this way. So I had to do it that way, and there was a couple holes that I had to fix. But other than that, this came out awesome. And then the C, I had to do the same thing that way, but that came out good. And I also put the Tree of Life trinket on it and a tassel. And there we have it. And they both came out really good. So I may put those in the eBay store, so look for them. Now, let's get to our turtle and see how this came out. It's my first time doing this mold, so I wasn't sure how far to fill it up. So it looks like I'm going to have to do some trimming. So let's get him out and take a look. And there he is. Oh, he's wearing a little ball cap. I did not realize that. And I got a big bubble right there in his cap. However, his eyes did come out, and his little teeth, which is actually his mouth, I didn't realize. If I have a thin enough marker, I will fix that. His little feet came out pretty good, with the green stones like his hat. Whoops! And the chrome marker that I put around his shell came out pretty good, and the highlights in between all came out pretty good. His little tail came out silver and glass and green. It's got a mixture of everything. I am going to have to trim, as I apparently overfilled the mold a little bit. So I will just take my little sander, my little emery board here, and just try to get in here. Or actually, I will probably use my new tool I just demonstrated in the last video and go around it with that and clear off these edges where I can't reach. But yeah, I'm just gonna trim him up, and he's not perfect by any means, because I didn't realize he was actually wearing a hat. If you can see that, he's wearing a little baseball hat. But overall, he came out pretty cute. Oh, there's my puppy trying to tell me she wants in. So I am just going to do a little bit of sanding around here and get him cleaned up. And so this will conclude my video for today. And I thank you all for joining me. I thank all my subscribers. I'm not sure what part of the video you heard.
I'm not sure if that was the point at where my sound cut out on me, but I do want to thank every one of my subscribers. And for those of you who have not subscribed yet, please subscribe, because I am trying to grow here on YouTube and it doesn't cost anything. And you will get notified of any of my future videos. So you all have a blessed day, and please do check out my eBay store. That's linked in the description box. I need to go take care of my pups. I will see you in the next video.